Let's take out 2 sections of that and let's just get the connections going. I really, really dislike it. Yeah, it'll look better once we get the keys around it. It's fine. It's totally fine. Right. So this road needs to go here. And we need to get one in here as well. I don't know how likely it's going to be that that's going to happen, though. Let me try something else. Try this. Try that. That's perfect. So those can be leveled, but that's fine as is. So bring this out to here. Bring this one out to here. And then curve you to go that way. Curve you to go that way. And then somehow connect these in a way that doesn't look awful. Which is always the challenge with this kind of connection. Yep. That's brilliant right there. I don't think there's any way I can not make that look terrible. Interesting. I am not sure there is any way I can actually make that work. Let's... Oh, well, that's gone. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just going to need to space these out. I think we just need to space them out the way we usually do, leave a gap of 2 between them, and it's fine. So, road goes back along here, and back along there. We go, let's say, 5. We go 5, bulldoze those, and just curve it like that. So there we go. That looks nice and neat. It works every time. It's just, yeah, it's fine. Let's get our guidelines on so we can connect these back out, and that's our connection. All right, let's get it changed into these roads here. There we go. Perfect. We just need to do a tiny little bit of lane management. Oh. I realize they're both turning into one lane. This might not actually be the best idea, but I'm going to stick with it. I've committed to the large one lane thing, so it's what we're doing. We've committed at this point. There's no going back. Probably going to live to regret it, but well, it's changeable later. So yeah, that connects out there. We're going to do the same thing on this side. I think we'll do the same thing, but maybe just not mess with the light bulb. Probably for the best if we don't mess with it, because we spent way too much time fiddling with it to get it the right height, and it just doesn't matter. So flatten that out. Flatten that out. Give me the intersection, which is that one, which is way, way too far away. Hold on a second. Let's bring you a little bit closer. And try again. That will do. Okay. Connect you to there, and oh, that does not line up at all. Of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Okay. Oh, of course it doesn't. Let's just do this. Let's just do that. Of course, that one's not a straight slope, is it? Every time, man. Every time. Just to there. It is a straight slope this time. Upgrade all of you. Get the 2 lanes in there so we have a dedicated turning lane. And then upgrade like that. Okay. So that'll give us... Oh my god. That's not right. That's maybe also not right. Huh. Okay then. Alright. Didn't think about that, did I? Absolutely did not think about that. Okay, well, we'll make that work in a minute. There's no rush. It's fine. Totally fine. All a part of the plan. Every single bit of it. This is all according to plan. Nothing to worry about. So you go there, and flip you around. And this isn't actually going to line up in exactly the same way either. There we go. That's fine. Could totally drive that IRL. Could totally drive that IRL. No big deal. No big deal. You know what's annoying? It would. Lugovsky 1, you are completely right. Sunken would have been the best idea for this thing. It would have been. But I've committed, so I'm making this work. Oh, man. This isn't... Of course this is the one that would have worked with, like, the sunken thing. Of course this one would have made sense to be sunken. Can't believe that. Cannot believe that. Let's turn these into, like, elevated for a second, because that's going to make this easier to figure out. So you and you can sink down a wee bit. All right. You and you can sink down a wee bit. Why are they doing that, like, weird slope? That's strange. They're behaving in a really weird way. But I think we can make this work, right? Like, that's not as bad. It's a bit bumpy. But that's not as bad. I think we could make this work. Hold on. There's a node there. What if we grab these, make sure they're all the right height, and then sink them a little bit? Just a little, right? Because then we can sink these guys again. And it's steep, right? It is steep. There's no getting away from that. But I think... Oh, wow, that's a bit much. I think that's okay, right? And with a bit of terrain editing, it's not going to look like it's floating anyway. So just smooth all that out. And suddenly, you've got something that's like... That's still pretty ridiculous, honestly. It's all right. You just need to sign a waiver before you go on that road. Lord of Salmon asks, why do you hate cars? It's not cars. It's most of the drivers that I see on the roads these days. Most of them don't know how to use indicators. That's why I don't drive. That's genuinely one of the reasons. And I'm an idiot, but I don't want to drive because if I do, I'm gonna get so angry because people don't know how to drive. They really don't. Like, people use indicators like, and for those that don't know what, like, I'm sure you know what I mean by turn signals. People use them like they're optional extras. You know what I mean? Like, they're genuinely treated like optional extras in some cars. And it's like, oh my God. Like, as a pedestrian, it's deadly. It really is. Like, you're standing there, like, about to go around a corner, like, about to go across the road or something, and someone, like, immediately turns in, gives you the dirtiest, most evil, hate-filled look you've ever seen, but they're the one that decided to not turn, like, signal that they're turning until the very last second. Like, they left it as long as they possibly physically, humanly could to signal their intent to turn, and it's my fault for not reading their mind. That, like, I get so angry with that as a pedestrian and as a passenger in cars. Can you imagine how bad I would be if I was actually driving? That's the problem. That's why I don't think I should drive. More to the point, they're usually on a phone or they're usually distracted by something, which is even worse. It's even worse. Like, that's always the thing you hear is, oh, they're distracted or they're this or they're that. Why are they distracted in operating a vehicle? Why is that the preferable option? It's like, oh, it's okay that he didn't use his turn signal. He was distracted. He was distracted. What? 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 Distracted? Distracted? Why are you driving a car if you're distracted? That doesn't make me feel any better. Like, that just makes me feel worse. You're gonna hit me. You're gonna feel the car bump over my lifeless corpse. And you're gonna be like, oh, what was that? There's something in the road. Must be a speed bump. It's all right. You're gonna see the ambulance fly past you and be like, oh, what's going on there? What's that about? This must be some poor soul in trouble. Yeah, some poor soul in trouble. That's just... Like, this is why. Can you imagine me driving? Can you This is why. This is why I will not drive. I also... This is genuinely why I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Like, I barely tolerate the existence of other people to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, there are two places where you will discover whether or not you like the existence of humanity or whether you hate the existence of humanity. Number one is as a pedestrian walking through London or walking around San Jose or any major city. Number two is as someone going through an airport that hasn't slept in 24 hours. That's the second place you will discover whether or not you like the existence of other people. That is the second place. And I can tell you, there's nothing more infuriating. There's nothing more infuriating because, quite frankly, people are dumb, right? Like, it's just... You go through an airport, you're walking with your bags, you're going towards the gate, and suddenly the person in front of you is out for a wee Sunday stroll. Oh, they're just taking their sweet little time, sipping on their iced tea, sipping on their wee coffee they got from Starbucks. You know what I mean? Like, they're just on a wee stroll. They're not in a rush to get anywhere. They don't have a flight. They're just here for the banter. That's what they're here for. They just like it in the airport. Or the step up from those geniuses, the people that stop in the middle of walking without any signs that they're going to. Any signs. They're walking with their massive suitcases and they just stop. Because they need to tie their shoe. Or they need to answer their phone. Or they stop and have a conversation in the middle of a thin corridor. Oh, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm in an airport. What do you think I'm doing here? I'm just here for the banter. Twitch chat's pointing out that I'm recording. I know I'm recording. Oh, man. Oh, God. All right. Okay, let's run the simulation again. Oh, I look forward to seeing the comments in this one. Flygon Rider says that's high school for you in a nutshell. That is high school as well, actually. High school like people in high school do exactly the same thing. They're walking along, then boom, selfie. Oh my God, is my hair looking okay right now? I better stop in the middle of the corridor and find out. I don't understand how people can be like so unaware of like stopping. You know what I mean? Like, how can you be so unaware of the fact that there may be people behind you and you are just stopping dead in the middle of like the walkway, in the middle of the corridor. Like how unaware, like how disconnected can you be as to not think for 1 second that there might be someone behind you? I just don't get it. I just don't. The title of this episode needs to be Dylan Hates Everyone. If I remember, I will totally do that. That'll totally be the title of the episode. I just don't understand it though. Like it's rude. It's kind of obnoxious. Like you're walking and then you're just like, boom, my world is more important. And then someone walks into you and you look at them like they've literally just punched your toddler in the face. Like that's the look you get. That's the look. Like you've walked up to their grandmother and decked her. Like that, I don't... Oh, God. Oh, what even is this? Yeah, I'm not wrong, though. I'm not wrong. That is genuinely the look you get. It's like you walked up to their grandmother and just decked her. Just straight in the face. Oh, God almighty. Hold on, bulldoze that. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, jeez. Okay, these will be some interesting YouTube comments. These will be some interesting YouTube comments. I prefer when you don't stream. I'm starting to see why. If you're watching this on YouTube, like there were 4 hours of conversations like this before, before I even hit the record button. So if you want more mindless ranting like this, you know what to do. Oh man. Oh my God. Whew. I feel a little more content with life after that. I needed that. Oh, what is that factory? Sneaker factory? Bakery? Can we move the bakery somewhere else? Put the bakery like on this corner or something. Let me see. Let's go 10. Oh, that's not gonna work. Let's go 5 and 5. Let's go 5 and 5. Flip those around, and I should be able to put the bakery in there, right? I think. Bakery goes there-ish? No? Really? Okay. Let's go like a little extra bit on the other side. And I actually feel a lot better after that rant. I'm gonna be honest. I genuinely feel quite content right now. I'm really, really relaxed. I needed that. I genuinely, not even kidding. I'm not trying to be funny. I genuinely feel really, really content right now. I'm just really pleased. Oh God. All right, that looks okay to me. That actually looks all right. I think we could get away with some parking lots around here though. I know it doesn't make the most sense to have like a bunch of parking lots, but people gotta work here and people gotta park here. So, you know, might as well. So a couple of little parking lots. I think I'm gonna change these paths out a little bit and go for the slightly nicer parking lots, or the slightly nicer paths rather. Not that one. So just like that. So there we go. That looks all right to me. I like that. Then we can just like throw a nice big tree in that space. And then do something in here for detail later. But that looks all right for the bakery. That looks all right for the bakery. What about parking lots for this? Like, can I get a giant, like, car park beside it or something? Or, like, in here? In here would probably be the best spot for it. Because then what I can do is bring this path the whole way across here, too. Then put the parking lots in there. So that I think is what we're going to do. Let me see. So go there. And there. Is that the right size for these parking lots? It is not. It needs to go one further down. So to about there. And one of those. And these are pretty big, these parking lots. But that's okay. One of those. And I can't really get another one. So let's, I guess, do some smaller ones. So something like that. Bulldoze you. And then we could do these multi-story ones, I suppose. Couple of little multi-story car parks down there. And then maybe one of like the big multi-stories in there too. So like this. Oh, that looks good right there. I like that a lot. Okay, let's move those together ever so slightly. That's perfect. Okay. You know what? These little ones can go. And we'll just do some open air parking lots instead. Because, I like that. I love that we've got these giant buildings in the game now. I really love that. It just, there's something about it, just adds a lot. Like, it really adds a more, I guess, like, I don't want to say, like, more dynamic feel, because that sounds like I'm being really, really generic, and I'm not meaning to be, but it genuinely does. It's like, because it's huge, and it's really detailed, and you've got all this in here. You've got, like, you've got underground parking by the looks of it, actually. It's kind of neat. Actually, that's probably where the cars roll out of. But, I love it, man. I really do. I think it's really, really cool. Let's do one there and one there as well. So yeah, suddenly we have this, like, massive area for parking, and to be honest, could probably change it into the industrial roads in there. Make it look a little bit better. Yeah, I like that. And I think this road could maybe be industrial as well. Then maybe these ones too. So something a bit like that. Can I get away with like a parking lot in here? That is going to be a no. I mean, I could do some, but not that many. I guess something like this. Nah, I don't like that. Oh, you know what we can do in here? We can do services, because we are going to need like fire and medical and all that out here. So we can totally do services here. So fire department can go there. I'll put like we'll put a little path around it because we can. So yeah, fire department can go there. And that's 3 factories. So that's the bakery, which needs animal products, crops, and flour. I don't think we're making flour, but that's fine. Which makes pastries. Oh, love a good pastry. Animal products, plastics, glass, and metals. I think we're making all of those. And then you are crops, paper, petroleum, and plastics. We are making all of those as well. All right, so that is 3 factories. That is 3 factories. We kind of need more. Alex Agape says, it'd be really nice if the cars that are being made there are stored in the parking lots. That'd be awesome. That actually would be really cool. We could do that, and it's got me tempted to make like another giant parking lot on the side, because usually I think car factories generally do have that before they, like, the cars get shipped out. So we could absolutely do like some giant parking lots on the side again. But the whole idea of this area was that we were going to have like, you know, really efficient factories and all that. But now we're just going to have people coming out here for tourism because they love parking lots. Which, to be fair, don't we all? Don't we all? Who doesn't love a good holiday to a parking lot. You know, you know what I mean? Who doesn't love it? You know what? Where are we going for holiday this year? Portugal? You know, California? Nope. Just going down the street. Going down to, just going to a parking lot. Just gonna set up camp in a parking lot. There we go. I think that's pretty cool. We could do like a wall sort of surrounding it as well to make it feel a little bit more enclosed. Probably not a bad idea. So let's go for ore industry fence. Let's go for the ore industry fence. I like it a lot. So it can go along here. We can grab the nodes for it and sort of just shuffle it down a little bit. And basically do that. Okay, that's actually a pretty good line. Let's continue this out to there. Then we'll bring it straight down across and pretty much connect it to the existing fence if we can. It'll not be exact, but it'll certainly do the job. So it'll go to right there. So that kind of keeps them nicely enclosed. Again, not exactly perfect, but I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be. I think that actually just sort of works. At least, yeah. I think I like that. I don't like that the fence is technically... Is it inside out in some places? Yeah, it is. It's like going the other way. I wonder if I can fix that. So, ore industry fence from there to there. That fixes it. Then take these bits out and I guess... try to line it up. Don't think it's going to work though. Excuse me. I think that's okay though. I think that's fine. People can use those. It looks like a factory at this point to me, so kind of happy about that. It definitely looks like more of a factory with the giant parking lots. So we are going to need trains coming in here as well, I realize. We're absolutely going to need trains coming in here, but that's fine for a start. That's 3 factories. Let's get some more. So what else have we got in terms of factories? We've got the furniture factory, lemonade, clothing. So let's get these into some spaces here. So we're going to go for one way. Excuse me. We'll go, let's see, out to here. And we'll just sort of bring this around. Something like that, right? Because then we can throw a factory onto it. It's got its own kind of dedicated road. And what is that making? That's apparel. So animal products, crops, and plastics. And then I guess we could technically do the same over here. So that is going out to there. Going down to there. Going 10 and that way. And that one would actually get sort of flipped around a little bit. Excuse me. And let's see. So next up could be Lemonade Factory, which is actually enormous as well, but that's pretty cool looking. Let's do a little road going alongside it. So the road, I do want to loop it around because the Lemonade Factory actually looks a little exposed on these sides, which I don't really like. And I do want it all to be flattened as well. So down to that height. And then we'll just smooth it out to make it, you know, a little bit less rough. Excuse me again. There we go. So that looks okay. We can do some parking lots around these as well, because they are all technically going to need parking lots, right? There's going to be a lot of people that work out here. So technically speaking, they would have a lot. Let me see. What are we missing? We've got like this factory, which is level 5. We can get a shipyard. Ooh. We actually make ships. That's probably enormous. What do we got here? Soft paper, food factory, and modular house factory, which is also enormous. Okay, then. Let me go here, I guess. Yeah, we'll go there. We'll turn off guidelines because I don't really need them. And we'll go like, no, not like that. go like this, and we can throw the modular house factory on that, I suppose. That is seriously, seriously huge. I really like these factories, though. Again, excuse me. My throat's acting up a little bit. Yeah, I do really like these factories. And I think once these are all up and running, it could be very, very cool. Or it could be an absolute disaster because we're going to have so much traffic out here. But if I do my job right, it shouldn't be too bad. Now let's see, what can I get in here? So in here, we're going to want to go 10 and there. Out like this. Now what is the last factory we can, the last two factories? Is soft paper, which is, oh my god. We don't actually have room for this one. Or maybe we do, but I'm thinking the parking lots might actually have to go. I didn't really give myself enough room for all of this. This one is gonna have to go sideways. Could put it over there. I could put it there. That might not be a bad idea. Let me try something here. So that road comes out. This one can go here. Then we can place this on it. We totally can. We might have to shift it a little bit though. So shift it down that way for a second. We can bring this sort of up to here. Road guidelines and like that. And that means this factory, again, has its own road, which is kind of what we're going for in all of them. I think we could probably get away with that, actually. It's technically overlaps the road, but you wouldn't be able to tell. And that can just go straight on. So there you go. That's also on its own little stretch of road. So what are we left with? We're left with the giant soft paper factory, which absolutely will fit in there, but I think we're gonna have to get rid of these, which I really don't want to do, but it's kind of the only choice we've got. That's kind of annoying. Probably, to be fair, it's kind of my own fault. I probably should have done the measuring of this whole thing before deciding to do, you know, a giant bunch of parking lots. So that's my fault. But we should be able to put some back in there, which is fine. So let me see. Soft paper factory. Oh my god. It's still too much. It's still too big. What about something like this for a second? Can we... Oh, there we go. Okay, that'll do. So we can bring the road along the front of it. Sort of in there. We can actually bring a road around it in a pretty cool way, actually, and out there. You know what? That is actually a very cool building. That is actually a very cool building. I like that. I really like that. We'll bring it to the back there, and we will just do a big old row of parking lots there instead. We can do these slightly smaller ones. They're not quite as grand as the ones we had, but it'll still serve the purpose of making it look like there's car storage space, which is obviously the most important purpose of the parking lots here. So to about there and about there. So yeah, we still have some parking lots. We can all Twitch chat can chill a little bit. Can quit their reeing. And we can just, you know, throw a couple more in there. So there we go. We've got our parking lots. Let me see. Bring you in a little bit. Just a teeny tiny little bit. There we go. So yeah, we've got all of our factories. We've got everything where it needs to be. We can detail this in a little bit. I mean, obviously we've got the most important part already, but you know what I mean. We can go a little bit further with it in a little bit. I mean, we can maybe just do that. But that is probably going to be kind of nuts, actually. That's probably going to be kind of nuts. All the stuff moving around there. I would kind of like to tweak this a little bit. Like, take this out. Because, well, for one, I do want to do an old town policy on this so that we aren't going to have to deal with traffic trying to, like, skirt around all of this. Because that's bad. Don't really want that at all. But I also kind of want to do this because it'll be easier to get a train track in here if we have this straight road out here. So that's kind of my thinking there. This, on the other hand, this is going to be kind of tricky. This is going to be kind of tricky. Can I go like that? No? Well, technically, yes, but that don't look so good. That don't look so good. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good about this. Actually, you know what? That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do. Yeah. That's about as good as it's gonna get. That is about as good as it's gonna get. We do want to flatten it all down a little bit. It is raised up slightly. So, throw that there. That is hideous. You know what? If we're going all in on this, I'm changing this up. Changing this all up. Get rid of all of this. Right? Because we need to bring train tracks in here anyway. So let's work on bringing the train tracks in real quick. Because what I'm thinking is we'll sort of just go, I don't know, from here. Actually, no, we'll start here, right? Because this is actually parallel. And I'm going to lower this to -9. And we're going to keep it -9, going the whole way across to there. Which evidently didn't actually work. I realize my plan falls apart because the terrain is not flat. So -9 as a concept is entirely relative to the height of the ground. So -9 somewhere is not quite as low as somewhere else. I realize I just said the words -9 as a concept and sound incredibly pretentious. That wasn't my intent. But my idea is that the train line is basically going to run under here, right? Yeah. That's the idea. This is pretentious City Skylines at this point. You're welcome. Welcome to the most pretentious City Skylines stream that has ever existed. Or video, if you're watching this at a later date. All right. The trees are needing tidied a wee bit there. Did I just say a wee bit? I never say a wee bit. Who have I been talking to recently says a wee bit? I never say that. I've made a point for the last 6 years of having my voice not sound all that much like I'm from, like where I'm from. Because my accent wasn't exactly all that fitting for an international audience because my family's from all over the place. Since when have I said a wee bit? What is going on? Ay, ay, ay. All right. That'll do. I want to put my train station out here, basically. So it's going to be like over here, and then the roads out to the station are going to be like going underneath the highway. I realize the train track should probably go a little bit further out. But that's fine. Let's get these roads in here. So the roads are going to be that height, right? Which is like lower than whatever. Let's just line this up. So we want to go to -9. Then we want to go like that. So that should be low enough, right? I think. Maybe a little further. So something like that. We can grab you and then just lower this entire thing. Actually to that height. So whatever height that is, it goes even, yeah, it goes a lot lower. Okay, that's fine. Then this road gets grabbed and lowered to that height there. Yeah, that is pretty, that is some pretty serious terrain difference there. We do have, though, a nice double cargo station. So this road, this can actually come in a bit further, which is good news. So let's go from here and go to there, bulldoze you, and it's not too low, isn't it? Okie dokie. Let's bring it back up to the height it needs to be. And throw in the cargo train station. And I think we will go with this double one. I think we will go with this double one, because what I can do is, well, double up the tracks, which is probably a good thing. So you can go to there. I didn't really want the slope there, but that's fine. You can go to the same spot. Okay, that one went weird. Fantastic. So yeah, they can go like that. They'll sort of go parallel to each other. And then, well, they do need to sink down. They definitely need to sink down. So let's see. I mean, you can pretty much run straight into that one, which is nice. Are they not? They are not as parallel as I'd like them to be. That's great. Okay. So how am I gonna line this up then? What is the best way to do this? I mean, I guess I could just do that. And then you're not really gonna notice the difference. If I grab all of you, we grab that node, that node, that node, that node, and that node. And then just sink it all down like crazy. So sink it all down to like that height, which is pretty steep. That's a pretty severe incline right there. But we should. We can make that work. It's kind of ridiculously steep, honestly. So it's a little ridiculous, but whatever. So that runs to there. Yeah. That's apparently what we're gonna do. Huh. Twitch chat's now asking me why I hate underground trains. Yep. That is accurate. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I want to figure out a way to do this that doesn't like... I don't want to have to flatten the entire terrain, you know what I mean? That's not great. That's not a thing we want to do. But maybe the best way to do it is flatten the terrain where the lines are going to go. I don't want to do tunnels. I want them to be visible. But if I flatten the terrain where the lines are going to go, it actually raises it up in a couple of spots. Why didn't I just keep this thing raised? Why didn't I just... We're deleting it. We're just deleting it. I should have just kept it raised this whole time.